So I'm really excited to have Addisu Yihal here today. As many of you know, I'm in Ethiopia in Addis Ababa, and I just wanted to talk to Addisu. He was raised in the rural part of Ethiopia, and as you know, I love indigenous cultures and exploring about their traditions and their spirituality and those kinds of things. So welcome to the show, Addisu.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I've been so impressed by your work with in our program with the women with HIV, and not to embarrass you, but your true caring and compassion, and it's really unlike much I see, in my life, just that true love for these destitute women. And I just want to learn a little bit about you and how you were raised. So let's start there. Tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Okay. Well, just to begin with, I was born in rural Ethiopia, about 500 kilometers from the capital, Addis Ababa, near Bahar Dar city, and I have, I grew up in the middle family. We are totally six, and I'm the first to my family, and my parents are farmers. That's their livelihood.
Right. What kind of things did they farm?
Farming includes cattle breeding and plowing.
Right.
Yeah, crop production.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the things that our livelihood is dependent on, and I am very proud of my parents. They are both illiterate. They didn't go to school at all.
Right.
They never write their names at all, but the love they gave me, the affection they gave me was really, really, no words to describe it.
Right.
Because, when I compare, educated parents with uneducated parents, I think child raising is all about, it's not being educated is not a guarantee to raise children in a manner that helps their personality very much. But I think it's something very natural, and I think the community as well shapes the life. The community, the parents I grew up is, I am the product of the community and my parents.
And I know you herded cattle. That was your job when you were, 6 years old?
Definitely. When I was 6, about 6, yeah. Yes.
And
lots of, yeah.
So you were out there by yourself herding the cattle, and did you make money?
For the family?
Yes.
Of course, yeah. Because, this is, the contribution as a child. This is a contribution to my family. Apart from my education, because I went to school when I was 7, and I had my books and my exercise books with me while keeping the cattle. Yeah, this is
Yeah. Did you live in? Was it one of the huts? I mean, I know when I've been to the villages, they're the really nice straw huts. Yes. So how many rooms did you live in?
We do have only one room.
One room.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have any animals in the house? Because I know some people keep their cows in the house.
Not the cows, the calves.
Yes.
The calves and some of the goats or the sheep, or we used to sleep with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so special.
Yeah.
So tell me about a day in the life of when you were a little boy.
My day used to start by waking up.
Yes.
I woke up and wash my face and my hand, and I have breakfast. And
what do you usually have for breakfast?
I remember I used to have milk.
Yes.
Milk.
And
yeah.
was it just raw milk from
raw milk?
from
raw
the
milk,
cow?
Raw milk from the cow.
And your brothers milked the cows. That
Sure,
that
yeah.
was their job.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, my dad, and very rarely in my dad's absence, my mom. But to your surprise, the cows will not, allow my mom to milk them.
they know who the important one is.
Yeah. Because she's new to them,
Right.
and they just they are okay for my dad.
And I know you say your parents loved you authentically. We talked a little bit before we started this interview, and I asked you what that meant, and I know that prayer was really is really important to you, and some of the other things that they taught you or intertwined into your upbringing that created the man you are today.
Yeah, in terms of the spiritual aspects in my family, because sometimes people are the byproducts of their parents and their communities. I am one of the religion is very, very important in our house and
Right.
in the community at large. We usually pray by the time we have a certain meal, and like breakfast, or it could be lunch or whatever.
But always.
Yeah, always we pray God to protect us, to give us health, and parents also pray. They thank God for giving them children,
Yes.
because children are believed to be blessings from. And that's it.
Yes.
That's what I can tell you about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And in terms of the prayers, and I know Orthodox Christianity is the main religion, the main religion here. Yeah. In terms, today in America, kids are so busy, doing certain things. How did you spend your free time? Or did you have much free time?
In fact, these days I don't have much free time, but
Yeah, but when you were a kid.
yeah, just when I have free time, I just I take my child, my little child.
Yes.
She turns to today.
Yes,
she
I
turns
know.
to today.
Happy birthday
Thank
to
you
her.
so much.
Yes.
I just take her to the amusement parks and places that kids play.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that she enjoys, because this is how I spend my free time.
Right.
Apart from reading, in the morning I may read, but in the afternoon I just totally devote my time to my kid.
Right, and present, being really present.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, let's just jump back to your childhood just a little bit. So you began school. I bet your parents were so proud of you to do that. Did they kind of learn along with you? Did you teach them some Amharic and?
No, just they speak Amharic.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Amharic, but English no.
Right.
They speak the Amharic,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't write,
Right.
because
never
writing
learned.
needs some kind of school.
Exactly,
Yeah.
learning. What kind of cultural things did you do in the home? Like, I know coffee ceremonies are so big, and I mean, was there a special night where you had special songs or books that you read? What about that sort of thing? Celebrations, ceremonies?
Yeah, there are lots of cultural things in rural Ethiopia, everywhere in fact, even in the town, but it's more common these days, especially it's more common to practice a cultural thing in the rural
areas
than in town. Like coffee is very common, and as I told you, division of labor is there.
Yes.
It's only my mom who makes coffee for the family, and it's not only for the family. You know, it's a community thing. We just invite our neighbors to come and enjoy our coffee. And if my mom makes coffee in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, one of our neighbors go there. And I remember when I was a little kid, it's not the coffee thing that really impresses me. Instead, the things that accompany coffee, like bread, like popcorn, and something edible, and there is also some kind of yogurt. The yogurt is also served during coffee ceremony.
Oh, I've never had it during a coffee ceremony.
Yes, it is. There is yogurt, but it depends.
Mm-hmm.
But all these are, the cultural things, and there's also alcohol, locally made alcohol. Like it's called tella. Tella.
I've heard about that.
Yes, and arake. And we enjoy it. And
Yes.
the celebration is, like Epiphany or Christmas or
Mhm.
Easter. It's a community thing. It's a social thing.
Yeah,
by
it's
the
a
way.
community.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
a lot about
It's
community.
not. It's not an individual, or it's not a personal thing.
Right.
People, the community, gather together, and they may kill an ox. They may kill an ox. They may slaughter, and they just share the meat,
Yeah.
and they enjoy it with different kinds of things. If you ask me, what I really miss from the rural is this stuff,
Yes.
because we can't practice it. We can't find it in town.
So is everybody like helping one another? And I'm sure you grew to appreciate, and also where a lot of your compassion comes from also is your parents, being illiterate, because they were so loving and kind, and yet not, it didn't make a difference if they could write or not, right? That wasn't important. And I'm sure that, did people really help one another and support one another within the community? I mean, did you have a lot of disabled people around?
Yes, support is a culture in the communities that I grew up, because when there is happiness, sadness, when somebody needs some support, like food support or some kind of financial support, even to borrow something temporarily, this was quite common. And I grew up in a community that support was very common. And I think I am the product of this community, and I would like to support people, and this is I developed this habit, because in town I think everyone is individualistic, and they don't enjoy much gregarious life. They don't enjoy social life,
Pure joy.
And,
Wonder.
I'm very social.
Yes.
I'm very social, and this is the product of the community that I grew up. If you ask most Ethiopians, they will tell you the same. But in towns, I think maybe modernization. I can say modernization. Just everyone enjoys at home for their own, which I don't like. But we practice culture. We enjoy life most in social rather than individual.
Well, it's such an ancient culture, and that's what I love about it. When you go to ceremony, we were at a wedding the other night, and the dress and the food and what, like you said, the community. I think today many times especially when a tragedy happens, a lot of people just kind of disappear because they don't know how to, they don't even know what to do for that person who is so sad. it's so important for people to come together, and that's kind of here, and for really wonderful events too, you know, for all of life events.
Yes. Yeah, the common ones are wedding and funeral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weddings are, lots of people come together. They just dance and lots of feast, drinks, food, and everything. The dances and one of the manifestations of our social life is
right.
Big weddings. Not only for one day, it's for more than one day. After 3 days, there would be another ceremony.
Nice.
And in terms of funeral, people may lose maybe one of their close or maybe one of their family members, and people get there. They just tents and they spend with them some days with them.
Yeah, just being there for them.
Yeah, just to show them their sympathy.
Yeah.
And we usually take different kinds of items to funeral and both for the wedding. For the funeral, like sugar, or maybe coffee or water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mineral water,
Yeah.
or soft drinks, or sometimes beer.
Right. But you're
And
there,
some kind of
there for
food.
them.
Yeah, because there is community-based organization everywhere. Community-based organizations coordinate all these things, so that the people who are mourning would feel at ease, because there is no tense after, and they just sit down there, and these community-based organizations bring all the things and they coordinate everything.
They're supported.
Yeah,
and loved
just to
and
support
carried,
each other.
Carried
Exactly.
through. So let's talk about your daughter, the apple of your eye. What
Yes.
is her name again?
Apple of my eye. Apple of my eye. That's her name.
That's her name. That's what her name means.
It's apple of my eye is in Amharic. It's Blaine. Blaine is apple of our eye.
And that's your daughter's name?
Definitely.
Oh my God!
Definitely.
Wow! What just happened
I
there?
am amazed. Exactly.
So
Blaine is Amharic word for a daughter. Name of my daughter. And it means an apple of my eye.
Yes, that's amazing. So, what have been the greatest lessons playing?
That's a pupil, That's a pupil, yeah.
Yeah, well, to us it just means it's just the love of your life.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it means. Yeah, the
Apple
love
of
of your
my eye,
life.
yeah.
Yes.
It's a pupil. It means it's a pupil of my eye.
Right.
Blaine is the pupil of my eye.
And what have been the greatest lessons you have learned being a father of Blaine? What has she taught you?
It's she's my everything. By the time I got married, that was I was I got promoted from being single to married life, and after a year that I got married, I have my little queen, and she turns 2 today, and the greatest thing that I learned from this is to be responsible for my own family. I know I am responsible, but responsibility in action to my family, to my wife, to my daughter, and to be, a fatherhood is really gives me, tremendous happiness.
Yes.
And big responsibility as well.
Have you changed in the sense that just being more present and slowing down a little bit? Of course, that's been your culture anyway. But how do you teach her the values you would like for her to have especially the ones that kind of intertwine with your culture here?
It's thank you. It's really a good question because I'm thinking to take her back where I grew up because there is no more culture here and there is no culture thing here and I would like her to go and see the authentic thing where I was born. But she's 2 and after 3 or 4 I will take her there. I plan to do that because it's not now time to tell her because she's not able to comprehend.
Exactly.
Yeah, as she grows older, I will teach her the culture and the things, the life that I spent, how I grew up, and my she knows my mom, but she doesn't speak, very well. So just
is she 3 today? How old is she today?
She's 2.
2 today. Okay, she
2
probably
today.
okay. Yes.
When she gets 3, when she turns 3, which means next year.
Yeah.
Today, next year today, she turns 3. So I'll take her back to my culture.
Yes.
My
Where
origin.
you grew up.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, when she was now, does she ever talk about God or angels or anything like that?
To your surprise, we pray like this, and she acts like this. She acts, but no word comes out of no word, but she acts like this because we usually pray, God, please protect my family and keep please something like this. We pray like this, and she performs. I mean, she acts like this.
Yes.
She acts like this, but she doesn't have at this age. She's not God conscious.
Right.
Because she doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
But I think because she's exercising what we are doing at home.
Right.
Because she observes what we do, and she will do it next.
As she gets
Yeah,
older.
as she gets older.
Yeah.
So we are modeled to her.
Right. Well, I love this culture. I'm here a lot, as you know, and once again, just seeing you work with the women and their lives changing by developing these businesses, and it's just really beautiful. And I want to thank you for all your work and love, and for the listeners, by the way, when he was talking about how they pray, he holds his hands up and just looks up at the sky. So I can just imagine a little, a 2-year-old doing that and taking all
It's
of
really
that
amazing.
in.
If I can, I will just attach you some kind of short videos, maybe.
Great.
Yeah.
We can add those to
This
that.
is-
Yeah.
This is really amazing because and we usually put like this kind of things.
Scarves.
Yeah, scarves, white scarves like this before we pray.
Right.
And then we just every day. This is our everyday practice. And then she puts on scarves like this, and then
Just on her own.
I-
He's looking up in the air.
I didn't believe when I first saw her doing the same things that I am doing.
Right.
And her mom as well.
Wow.
And I am really grateful to you because the support you give us apart from because it's not only my performance here, my support here. Your support takes the lion's share because you travel thousands of miles to support our people.
Yes.
This is the little things that I can do. You travel, you're committed, you devoted your time, your family, everything, your money to support our needy, our desperate people, and you help them continue life, you help them set a new life goal, which is really, I don't know, just may God bless you abundantly.
Thank you. Well, thank you. We're all doing our part, right? Just to help and make this world a little bit of a better place. Yeah.
Because I have no words, I have no words.
So is there anything else you would like to say, or a question I haven't asked that you'd like to share?
Just I think I'm done.
Yeah, okay, great.
So
okay, well, thank you so much.
It's really a pride, it's a pride to be interviewed.
Yes, yes,
just to be
well,
part of this.
and it's my honor to know you and to be able to interview. So thank you,
Thank you.
and have a great day.
Thanks.